Hello and welcome to another episode of College Collective, brought to you by Jibber Jabber. My name is Ibrahim.
And my name is Hassan, and this is a show where we talk about university life, problems, and just give our general advice.
Alright, so this week we wanted to talk about the midterm dreads, because when midterm season hits, everything is all over the place. You got people binging on Netflix, you got people pulling all-nighters, you got people eating like they're about to pass out the next day, you got people partying.
For
It's
real.
all over the place. What are your thoughts, Hassan?
Yeah, I mean, you hit it right. Wait, oops, I forgot the nail. You hit the nail right on the head. 100%. Everything is upside down. Some people care a lot, some people don't care a lot. I mean, I have my moments. Some days, some exams I'm going crazy for, and then some of them I'm out running around with my friends and I regret it later. But shh, we don't talk about those.
Don't talk about that.
we don't, we don't talk about those. So, midterm weeks around, you need to get good grades, obviously, and it's very important. And so you have stress, obviously, everyone stresses it. So we're going to talk about our advice and we're going to give a few tips that we learned, being 30 engineering students. So, Ibrahim, I think you should go first. What advice would you give?
You mentioned stress, and I think that's what people struggle with the most because people just there's two
Mm-hmm.
spectrums. People either overstress, and
Right,
some people just don't care at all. So you need to be in the
exactly.
balance there. Like always, we mentioned being balanced. So even in
Right,
stress, you
right.
gotta be balanced. But
For real.
stress is people often think that stress is bad, but stress isn't a bad thing. Stress in the right amounts is good because stress is
A
basically, we learned in
motivator.
psychology. Stress is just you can Google it later and fact check me. But
Uh-huh.
from what I remember in psychology class, which is my first semester,
Right,
stress is
right.
just like a coping mechanism for danger or like a threat or something. So when you have this huge deadline on you, you're gonna stress out about it, and that stress is gonna help you. It's gonna when you have a deadline put on you, you're gonna perform better because
Right,
you're gonna
right.
start working. You're gonna procrastinate, but you're gonna get things done. Is what I'm trying to say. So stress in
No,
a way is a good
exactly.
thing. So when you have that stress, you just gotta figure out how to use it in a positive way, and not let it lead to overthinking and overstressing and procrastinating. Because once you're down that line, it's a snowball effect, and it just gets worse and worse and worse. So just identifying it from the beginning and starting off on the right foot, that sets you miles
Is
ahead.
important.
What do you think?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, overstressing is just not the way. So, understressing isn't it either. You should, if you feel no stress at all, then there's only two things that are about to happen. Either you're going to walk into the exam hall and you're going to destroy the paper, or you're going to walk out of the exam hall and be destroyed by the paper. Hopefully, the latter is true, the first one. And I mean, you it's much better to be stressed because it'll kind of motivate you, but there should be a limit. So once you stress and you finish studying and you're confident for the paper, you shouldn't continue to wonder, oh, am I ready? Or if I have anything left. If you've prepared right, you would know. And any stress afterwards is just you worrying extra. And that might actually cause you to lose more marks than actually just being confident.
Yeah.
So yeah, also not having any stress will, yeah, like I said, you won't care, and then you're gonna walk into the exam hall, and then you're gonna walk out, and you'll
It's
be
gonna
like,
walk
wait,
in like a clown,
yeah,
and
for real, you
it'll
you don't
get
want to be that
you don't want
guy.
to be the clown in the class.
You don't want to. You're like the first person to leave the exam, and it's like, yo, wait, am I super smart or is everyone dumb? There's a good chance. Well, it's okay. Let's not let's not answer that one. We'll let hey, leave it in the comment section. We'll let you guys decide. If you're the first one to walk out of the exam hall, what do you think is up? Is everyone else stupid or nah, you're just Einstein and when you walk out it's what it is.
True.
Let us know
Let
if
us
you're
know.
watching 100%.
Straight up.
So stressing, I think that's very important. That's one thing that affects people a lot.
Yeah.
Except for stressing, I think another advice or a tip that we'd give is where you choose to study and your learning environment. And
True.
I think I should pass this over to Ibrahim actually, because he would be in the dorms and he has a whole story and about how difficult it would be. So how about
Just
no no
right off the bat,
how
if
about we
you
visit the dorms?
right off the bat, if you are living in the dorms, then my first advice is just don't study in the dorms because it's never gonna work. Because you know, you're studying in the dorms, you have all your roommates
Hmm.
around you, you have all these distractions. You're gonna end up
Hmm.
not studying. You're just gonna end up procrastinating the whole time. Um,
Understandable.
so like Hassan said, learning environment is so important. So you know, if you want to study and you want to study effectively, it's best to study in a
Right.
place that's gonna promote the studying thing or like promote the studying hormones in your brain, if you want to say.
Focus.
So
That'll help
yeah,
you
just help
focus.
you
Right.
focus. So I was just trying to say it in a fancy way, man. Come on,
It's
don't do
okay.
me
No
like
worry.
that.
You could just go like, yo, Hassan, give me a word, and I'll be like, yeah, focus.
Ah, it's okay. Anyways, so if you want to focus better, the I think the best place to study is probably in the library or somewhere on campus. Because when you go to
Right.
campus, you're already in that mindset that I'm gonna study, I'm gonna learn, I'm gonna do something. When you come back to your dorms and you come back to your apartment, your room, your home, you're already in that mindset of, yo, I'm gonna chill. I don't really need to study. I don't really need to do anything. I'm just gonna relax over here. So the
Exactly.
first thing I do
Exactly.
is
Yeah.
put yourself in that environment that promotes a healthy and uh, good studying.
Helps you focus.
Helps you focus again.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, 100%. I don't live in dorms, but the same advice goes if you have friends. You gotta set boundaries. You gotta be strong enough to go like, yo, look, I can't today. And then I know it's very difficult even after that to focus, but it's just sometimes you gotta sacrifice, to get those grades, to get the GPA you want overall.
Yeah,
And the same goes with friends and stuff. If you have quite a few friends, it doesn't matter if you're living right beside them, they could be hitting you up 24/7. You gotta set those boundaries.
true.
And like Ibrahim said, the right place is the one that where you can focus the most. I know for us, we recently found out it's with our own group of friends where we stay in the library and we group study. We realize group studying helps all of us way more than when we're separately studying because we just bounce knowledge off of each other.
Honestly.
And also low-key because one person will be focusing and the other person will be sleeping in class, but it's okay. We don't talk about that. We don't
True.
talk about that either. Uh,
Yeah.
all the people that listen to us probably think we're like goody two shoes. They're like, oh yeah, these guys like just sit and listen to 24/7 in the class. No,
No,
sometimes
bro.
we're
We
playing
slack
games
off. We slack off in most classes. That's why we need to study later and stay on campus till like the nighttime because we have to catch up.
for real. But but exactly. But then you got to be dedicated to catch up later on,
Yeah.
and you got to be smart about it. And that's what we promote. We promote being smart. So we don't say be boring. We say be smart. If you're gonna do some stupid things, be smart.
True.
Make up for them later, and you can only make up if you're smart. So yeah.
Just work smart, not hard on studying.
Exactly,
Uh,
exactly.
yeah,
So,
honestly, we felt this a lot because I remember in our first year, none of us used to study together, and
right,
we'd just be stressing out so much about all of our midterms, and none of us would be on the same page. But then, as soon as second year hit and the courses got harder, then we were all like, "Yo, we need help," and then we started studying, and then slowly we formed a group, and then we just stuck to that
exactly,
group throughout, and then that really helps because, you know, I might understand something, and then Hassan might understand something else, and then if you just all
exactly,
help each
right.
other, then you just all understand everything together. And
Much
also when
better,
you're in that group,
exactly.
yeah, when you're in that group, if I'm slacking, Hassan will call me out for
Hmm.
it, and if Hassan's slacking like he normally does, I'm gonna call him out
And
for it.
not true false
So,
accusations. I will see you in the court of law, my guy.
for those of you who don't know, Hassan's the biggest slacker, but
That's
when it
not
comes
true
time,
at all,
the
actually.
night before he'll be grinding, and
That's
he
Ibrahim.
gets
Ibrahim is just reflecting, I think, because he's that guy. It's not me, to be honest. Maybe not. I'll leave the slacking part because I'm sweet, but Ibrahim, when he's
nah, mate,
focused, it's crazy.
we're all slackers deep down, but
To be honest,
you
I
just
mean,
gotta try hard a
everyone
little
is.
when it counts, and let that
Mm.
get you the grade you
Carry you
want.
too. Exactly, exactly. Again, That's cause you're smart.
Nah,
Anyways,
but okay.
so yeah, study groups and where you choose to study is very important as well. Another thing, I mean, this one is probably mentioned by everyone all the time, and this doesn't just go for midterms, this just goes for overall life. But you should be prepared for midterms, and when I say that, I mean like you should get enough sleep in the night. Ibrahim, my guy will be up like if he has an exam at 7, he'll be up till 6, and then he'll be
Yo,
like,
yo, yo,
okay,
come on.
I'm
That's
gonna get
disrespect. I'll be up to like
half an
3.
hour and I'm gonna pull up.
I'll be up to like 3. Come on.
Maybe I'm exaggerating, extra 2 or 3 more hours. Fine, fine, touche. But yeah, you should get enough sleep. Have you had any moments where you walk into exam and you're like hella sleepy?
Uh, it's happened a few times. I think okay.
Uh-huh.
Most of this time where I have like an hour of sleep maybe. That mostly
Mm-hmm.
happens when I have like a lot of midterms in a week, and I don't know
Mm.
why. I think it's professors have something against us. They always just plan their midterms to be on the same day. Literally, I think they have their secret meetings, and then they get together and they're like, "Yo, I'm gonna give my midterm here. You better do the same thing." And they just do it on the
For
exact
real.
same day. And then we go to a professor
Swear to God.
and we're like, "Yo, can you reschedule ours?" And then they reschedule, and
And
then the other professor also
and then the other
reschedules.
one does too.
I
For
swear,
real.
bro. What is this?
Yeah, I'm about to start
They
screaming. My
want
guy is spinning
they just
straight
want this beef. I
fast.
don't understand. Man.
There's nothing more clown than when you convince one professor to move and just one guy convinces the other professor to move.
I
So
swear.
before they were on the same day and now they're again on the same day. So in
Yeah.
the end, it was a net loss.
I
You guys
swear.
tried
It's just
everything, but you're still stuck with the same
it's
situation.
it's such a
Such a
waste.
L.
It's the biggest
Such
L.
a L. Swear to God. Still salty. Still
Yeah.
salty.
Especially when that happens and then you get the date rescheduled and everything. You can't really plan ahead and then you just have to study the whole day. And then there's only so
Exactly.
many hours you can study at a
I
time.
was
Like we study for like maybe an
right.
hour and a half, maybe an hour tops. Then we like chill for another like 4 or 5 hours. Then we study again. Not 4 or 5, maybe like half an
Maybe
hour.
like one
Probably
half to
one,
one
yeah.
half to
Like
one.
we study, then we go play some FIFA, table tennis, eat, whatever.
You're
Then we go
right.
back. So we just like,
But you should, because like the human brain, I mean, I think this is common knowledge by now.
yeah,
I hope, but like the human brain does not absorb more than like 1 hour in a go,
true.
or 45 minutes. You should take like 15 to 20 minute breaks. It's just that me and Ibrahim don't know how to keep track of 15 or 20
Yeah,
minutes.
it's one thing leads to the other, and then we
No,
just
no,
end
we're
up.
messing. Everyone's gonna be like, yo, weren't these guys talking about being on time in the other episode?
But
So that, yeah, I mean, get your sleep. I think I had one exam where I was very, very sleepy, and I don't know how I made it through, but I bullshit through it. Except for sleep. I mean, obviously, take care of your health. So cardio, exercise. My man Ibrahim is very athletic, so be like my man Ibrahim. He's good at football, volleyball, tennis. I don't know. Think of any other sport.
all right, man.
American
Says
football.
the guy that goes to the gym 5 days a
Mashallah, it's
week,
all
eats 3,000
not
calories a day. His
not
arm,
it, not it.
Hassan's arm, by the way, is the size of my face. By the way, he's
That's a
huge
lie.
guy.
That's a lie. That's a lie. So
So
yeah,
just
take care of your health is the main point.
yeah, just
Don't
building on that because honestly, it's scientifically proven
right.
if you're gonna be physically exercising and working your blood, the more you exercise, the more blood goes to your brain. It circulates around your body. That just promotes better studying and better retention of information. So you gotta
Exactly.
eat good, sleep good, study good, everything good, and you'll be
Exactly.
fine.
Yeah, eat good. I mean, this one, to be honest, I we aren't like perfect. This is where I need to like still work on, and I still be working on. But yeah, eat good is also very important.
Yeah.
There was something Ibrahim told me earlier before the call about some mental triggers. I have no
Also,
idea.
just before that,
So
just one thing. A lot of people think
actually,
that
go for it.
exercising and working out is going to make you more tired. So they tend to
Hmm.
avoid it, but it's actually the opposite because once you work out,
Yeah,
your body releases dopamine and then you just get more energy. So
that's
it's
true.
better to do that. Obviously, don't burn yourself out doing like 5 hours of like running or something, but like a control like maybe 20, 30 minutes on the treadmill or running or gymming, whatever you want to do, and then go to
Right.
your studying because that's gonna promote like a healthy mind and a healthy mindset, you know?
Exactly. And it'll help you focus. Exactly.
True.
Exactly. No, I agree. I used to have that misconception too.
Straight
Um,
up.
so yeah, working out and being healthy does not actually make you more lazy. It actually makes you more active, proactive.
Yeah.
You sound like everyone else on the ads. I feel kind of sad.
Honestly,
Let's move on really.
we
Let's
don't
move
want to be
on
like
really
those
quick.
people, but
Yeah, for real. Let's
it is
move.
what it is, man.
It is true. So yeah, you're going to tell us about mental triggers. You told me just wait to the call for me to tell you. I'm like, okay, bro.
I mean, I guess like we've both taken psychology, and I think I also took it in
Right.
high school. And one thing that
Uh-huh.
we learned that actually, if you want to ignore everything, just take this away at least. One thing that we
Right.
learned that's really helpful is when you're studying. So you're studying throughout the day, and then, for example, you want to
Mm-hmm.
sleep in the next 2 hours. Then you
Right.
just gotta study for like an hour and a half, and once you're done studying, immediately go on to maybe watch some Netflix, go on your phone, like just chill completely, and then
Mm-hmm.
go to sleep. So like, don't study and don't go to sleep right after studying. You gotta disengage your brain, and then just chill.
Mm.
And then the second you wake up, the second you wake up, the first thing you do look at
Right.
your notes again, and I don't know if it's a placebo effect. I don't know if it's just some voodoo or whatever, but it works. Like I've been doing that since high school, like since senior year, and
Right.
it's every single exam I've done, I've performed better. When I don't do it, I don't perform as good. Again, it might be a
Yeah.
placebo, but I don't know. Even if it's not true, give it a shot. It's worth a try.
Yeah. No,
You know.
100%. Hey, I've actually never heard of that, and I'll try
I
that
don't
in
know,
the
bro.
next one.
This
And I'll
science
tell
stuff
you.
works.
No, it does. It does kind of make sense, and I mean, I'm all down for it. And yeah, I mean, more
True.
grades. Yay. So damn, my guy got the whole science down too. That's an actual tip for you guys that are listening.
Study,
Um,
chill, sleep, and then study again right before the test. And also just
um,
yeah, you were talking about mental triggers and everything. Then the best thing to do
mhm.
with your test is to set a routine. Like for example, when you're about to take, for example, you have a midterm, then set a routine. You want to look at all your notes once more, skim through all your notes. Then you want to sit down. Maybe you
Right.
want to sharpen a pencil. Maybe you want to
You
read a
wanna solve a
prayer in
few
your head.
questions.
Maybe you want to
Right.
adjust something on your phone or whatever you
Right.
want to do. Like, but set a routine because we learned this even in sports. For example, if you're serving, like in tennis or volleyball, one of the
Right.
main things they tell you is set a routine. Maybe bounce the ball 3 times and then serve. And then once you keep doing that over and over again and make it a repetition, then
You build
when
neural
you build up
pathways.
that neural pathway, and then it just gets to
Right.
you. I don't want this to sound super scientific or nerdy or whatever. I hope it doesn't, but just just genuinely, that's what
I
I've
think.
learned, tried and tested. If it
Right.
doesn't
Yeah.
work,
No. I think.
I'm up for the beef.
If it doesn't work, you can come join me when we meet Ibrahim in the court of law. So,
Go on. I've been
uh,
talking for a long time.
no,
Go
I
on.
mean, it 100% makes sense. And I think most people understand that, but it just basically means that your body over time will get used to will basically have it as a trigger. So before you're about to uh, serve the ball, it'll know, okay, if this person does this, your body will get ready, like, okay, he's about to serve the ball. So that way you can condition your body. And so that's what Ibrahim means by
True.
have a what's it called routine beforehand.
Yeah.
I think it was quite simple,
True.
but I think my last and mostly main advice, and this one I learned slowly, but it's kind of obvious. But I don't know. Sometimes you gotta mention the obvious things, but thinking that you're kind of prepared or that you might be prepared isn't the way. Rather, knowing that you're over prepared or being over prepared is the way. If you're trying to ace, obviously, if you just don't care, if you're like whatever, I just want to get decent marks, then hey, studying a little bit is enough. But if you're trying to get good grades, knowing that yo, I know every single question he can ask and I feel decently confident for all of it, that's the way to get good grades. And if not, then you gotta for each for so for that it takes time. So the more time you cut, the smarter you got to be. So either you know the professor, or you understand his questioning or how he makes his paper. In which case you can spend less time on one question because you already know, okay, he'll ask a question something like this. Usually he asks these kind of questions.
Yeah.
So uh, you gotta figure that out. You gotta figure out how much time you gotta dedicate for each midterm, and you gotta be smart with your studying. You can't always study everything, and not I'm pretty sure not everyone, nor are we that dedicated to sit down and solve every
Yeah.
single question.
True.
Rather, we make smarter choices. We're like, okay, this looks like a midterm question or something similar to this. This, on the other hand, was a quiz question. It's simple. This would not come in the midterm. Something more advanced would. So you
True.
gotta gauge it and figure out so that you're smarter with your studies. Don't you think, Abraham?
Yeah, like we the big saying, work smarter, not harder. So
Exactly.
when you have like a midterm or two with your professor, you understand he's gonna bring a question from the slides, he's gonna bring a question from the textbook, and then you understand the kind of questions he's gonna bring, whether it's a big math problem, whether it's a proof, whether it's something conceptual. Then you just learn his style. Then you can just study
Right.
cater to his style instead of memorizing the whole textbook, because then you can
Exactly.
work smartly on each subject and you'll probably perform better
And save time. And
and
save time.
save
That's
time. That's
important.
the biggest thing, save time.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, yeah, that's most of the advice that I had. Is there anything you want to add, Ibrahim, before I wrap it up?
No, I think we
Or you
covered it
got it?
all. But I just want to
Yeah,
say that we're saying all of these things, but it doesn't mean we're perfect either. These are things that we're
exactly.
trying to work towards. We slack sometimes on our exams, but for the most part,
True.
we try to follow this as to the best of our ability. And I
They're
think
guidelines.
yeah, as long as you try to do it to your best, to the best of your ability, you should be good as well. So
Yeah,
yeah,
and be happy. If you've tried all of this, then you should be happy with your end result. It's
definitely.
uh, because you know you've done your best. I
Yeah,
mean, the last piece of line slash advice I do want to say is not preparing is preparing to fail. If that makes sense.
yeah. If you fail to
uh,
plan, you plan to fail. Is the
exactly.
saying they say.
There you go. Thank you,
No
Ibrahim.
worries, I got you.
I flipped it whichever way I like.
It's
But
alright,
yeah, I
bro.
think I think that's it from both of us. If you have anything you guys want to tell us, if you guys want to answer my question that I asked earlier in the episode, please drop it in the comments. If you have more tips and advice, 100% drop that in the comments. And like Ibrahim says, like the video
If you disagree
and
with anything that I
subscribe.
said, please let me know. If you want to fact check me,
Yeah,
go for it.
yeah, for real. We can all
We
we can
can
all meet each other at the court of law. MS.
definitely.
Okay.
But yeah,
Don't
like,
quote me on that one.
subscribe if you can, comment as
And yeah,
always.
yeah, and I think that's it, guys. That's College Collective and midterm stress tips and tricks. See you guys in the next call. Take care.
Yalla, take care.